how do you feel being here today? I feel like you were part of the movie, and this movie is such a great movie. What was it like on set with every single person?
Okay, apart from the fact that it's such a great movie, and I mean, all my movies are great movies, I'm really excited because my friend Efe, my best friend, in fact, in the whole wide world, is behind this. She's spearheading this, and it's a story that's very passionate to her. Put a lot of sweat, a lot of funds, a lot of, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm throwing all the support her way that I can do possibly. Being on set, it was amazing. We didn't film in Lagos, we filmed in Edo State, but it felt like home. There was a lot of love going on between me and Timini, Efe, Neo, and all the other castmates. We kind of just went there like a family, and we all just dug as deep as possible to make sure that we give this film the raw emotions that it needs. It's a story that needs to be told so that they can be healing with a lot of people that have trauma from their past, So yes, it's a very important story. It's not every time wedding stories or action stories or whatever. This is a story that can actually bring healing to the family, and I'm grateful, honored, more than overwhelmed, and happy to be a part of it.
Was there any time when you were young that you felt like your mother was a witch, and what did you do? I know you would have been stubborn when you were small, but what did you do that made you feel like, oh, my mother is a witch, and how did that change? I don't know,
man. I didn't really do anything. What did I do? I threw banger into the toilet, and the toilet exploded. Cause I lit banger in the toilet, and I thought when I threw into the toilet, right, the water will make it not explode, but it exploded. You get, so the whole WC broke. You get, there was water all over the place. Small thing like that I did.
You really did not do anything.
Small thing like that I did. She beats me, bro. So when she beat me, I was like, you know what, this woman is a witch, right? So I packed my stuff, all my stuff. I was like maybe 9 years old, packed all my stuff.
Oh my God.
But I didn't make it past like 3 blocks. And then I went back home and then she beat me again. But like, Mom, if you're watching this, I love you, man. Thank you so much for putting all the discipline and installing all of the discipline that you installed in me. You guys can see that I have home training clearly.
Yes.
That's to show you that the beating did not go in vain. I love you guys. Make sure you guys show this movie all of the love, all of the support possible. Thank you for watching, Timini. Peace and love.
Thank you so much. Bye.
This was a bit different because there were bits of it that were a bit personal to me. So writing it was a little hard. Making it was even harder, but that's the beauty when you work with talented people. They make your stuff look even better. We also had to film in Benin, which was the first for me. So all that. But we also felt that, in today's world where there's so much happening in cinemas, these kind of stories need to be told.
Yes.
And that's what makes this really special for us.
Amazing. I feel like at some point in our lives, we sort of felt like our mothers were wicked because of one thing or the other. I want to know, when did you ever feel, at what point did you feel that way, and what did you do?
I mean, as a teenager, I just thought my mom just didn't like me, And I think every teenager can relate to that. Now the question is, what happens after, how bad does it get with your parents, and how do you resolve that? So we're trying to do 2 things with this film. Let people know that trauma is real and it's not something you just pretend never existed. And we want to talk to a lot of African parents, to understand what relationship with their kids mean and how that can affect their entire lives. We also want to encourage closure. We think that some of the problems we're having here in Africa is our parents don't talk to us, and they do not give us the reasons why they do the things that they do. So that's something people are going to take away from this. We're encouraging people, don't see this film alone, see it with a family member, a parent, your mom, your dad, and have conversations. That's what we're doing.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful night.
Thank
you so much. Amazing. I'm a good looking Neo. How have you been here today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Great to see you.
Are you stressed?
Not really. I'm not tired. I'm here to sell our film, so yeah.
Amazing. What was it like on set with everybody?
It was amazing. Like I love the fact that everyone literally brought their A game. Like you're getting to a set where for a fact that you see everyone with their A game, literally. Like from the set designers, like, you know, everyone who puts in the energy, like costume, everything was just on point. So it's just left to me as the actor to just also bring my A game. And it was really nice, you know, working on the project with, like, you know, star-studded, amazing, well-awarded actors.
Amazing.
You know, so it was just really nice. And director as well. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I also want to know, last question. I feel like at some point in our lives, we felt like our mother was a witch. Or not witch per se, but like was wicked because of what they probably did to us at that time.
Yeah.
What do you think that African parents do not know about mental health? Because I feel like they don't think it's a thing, right? Because, I mean, what do you think they should know about it?
Well, I mean, I feel like they are very much aware of what, you know, mental health is like. But it's just like, I feel like for them, I feel like they had more tolerance. Like they were emotionally stronger. You know, I feel like generally as a generation right now, I feel like we're just, you know, I feel like when you name something, you give it more strength.
Right.
Do you understand? When you give something a name and say, okay, this is what you're suffering from. Do you understand? But one thing I don't know about anybody's mom, anybody watching me right now. My mom was someone who I knew went through so much around the time of my birth, like so much. But it didn't change the person she was. It didn't change her for one bit. It didn't make her transfer the trauma of all of it. She did not transfer the trauma to me.
Right.
She loved me even more. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe there's something wrong that we need to check, but trust me, the older generation, they were stronger emotionally, regardless of what they were going through. They had it in them to stand up and keep going.
Amazing.
They would stand up and they would keep going. And the reason why I can say that because I know I watched my mom do that. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say we're a weaker generation, but I'm just trying to say, like, we can be stronger. Life is tough, but we can be stronger. That's it.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
ìrìn pọ̀ bó ṣáà ni pé eré yìí o gbúdọ̀ bá wọn wọlé ní.
níbi tó ṣe pàtàkì tó ṣe kókó dé
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
mo fún wọn dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ní òun náà dẹ̀ jù bóyá ní kíákíá for hot cup ẹ bá mi fà mí sórí ajé àti ajere.
Ajé domi ajé Remi ajé Remi
Remi kẹ.
ajé ajé should be ajé should be Remi.
Tó dá yín lójú.
Ajé Remi ó dá mi lójú.
Ajere ńkọ́.
Rere.
Rárá mi ò gbà.
Ajere rere.
Ó dá yín lójú dáadáa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó dá mi
Ọmọ Yorùbá
lójú.
ní
Tọkàntọkàn.
ẹ ṣe
Yeah.
A typical Nigerian witch movie would be like scary, and I don't do horror, but I love, first of all, the pictures, the actors, the actresses. I can't wait to see the full movie, to be honest. So, yeah.
Okay, so usually, when going for events, do you like to overdress or underdress? Because you look gorgeous tonight.
Honey, there's never anything like overdress.
Okay.
I better look there overdressed than underdressed.
Okay, lastly, while growing up with your mother, was there any time that you or your mother had an issue or those an event that made you think this is my future or something?
You spend 24 hours in the church for you to even think that. I don't think so. Well, you just thought your parents were overbearing. That's it. But being a mom now, I know they weren't. They were just looking out for us. And to be honest, I'm glad I had the upbringing I had because I survived America. So,
this moment.
Hello everyone. First of all, I want to say a very big thank you for everyone coming out tonight to support our beautiful film. How do I feel right now?
Take your time.
Sorry guys. I feel so happy. I feel really happy that we told this story because I do know that it's a story that everyone in this room can connect to one way or the other. And I'm happy that everyone reacted the way they reacted. I'm happy that I had Auntie Mercy on this. I'm happy that Mr. Nee directed this. I'm happy that Timini, Neo, every single person, Princess, everyone in this film killed it. And I just can't wait for the world to see what we created. I feel so fulfilled. I feel like we told the story in a way. So, thank you, guys.
Amazing. Hands together for her. Hands together for her.
I mean, I started with the Yoruba genre of Nollywood. And then my father, who had lived in Lagos a very long time, but as a proper Benin man who refused to speak Yoruba. So when I started doing Yoruba films, my father would be like, you don't go to English. You don't go to Benin. You know, and all that. So I went through all the journey, Yoruba films, English films. And this particular film took me back to my roots, thereby making my father's wish come true. My father actually wished that I would feature in a Benin film. And even though he's not here, I hope I make you proud. Watching this film and watching how I was speaking Benin. I mean, I've lived all my life in Lagos, like 47 years of my life in Lagos. And, you know, kudos to my dad. My dad is a typical Benin man that, you know, in the house, if you want to speak to my dad, you have to speak Benin. So you have to, especially if you ask for money. If you ask for money, you go need to speak the Benin before he gives you the money. So, you know, and that's why as parents, we should actually encourage our kids not to throw away our tradition, be it our way of mode of dressing or our language, which is very important. Because, you know, if we lose our identity, then we are nobodies. So that being said, this film took me to my root, and also it also resonated with me as I've been a single mom before I got married. For years, I was a single mom to Michelle. And let me tell you guys something. Like 3 days ago, I had to send a text message to Michelle. And I said, Michelle, I'm so sorry. You might think that, you know, the upbringing I gave you was so harsh. I was harsh. I can't lie. I was harsh. Like, yeah, but I raised a vessel for God. Yeah. I said, you people should clap for me now. Yeah.
Come on, hands together.
So I had to send a text message to her a few days ago, and I said, that's one thing this film taught me.
Let's pay attention.
We need to have, it's very important to have closure on so many issues. And then we need to also pay attention to our kids. I'm just going to, please, I won't bore you, but I'm just going to quickly share the story. So, a few years ago, I sent my daughter to Canada for school. And one day, I was calling her, she didn't pick my calls. I called her friend. I'm like, Precious, I'm calling your friend, she's not picking my call. So she said, okay, Mommy, I'm going to call you back. Then she called me back and said, okay, Mommy, you can call Michelle, she's not picking. And then when she picked, I'm like, Michelle, I'm calling, you're not picking my call. She said, Mommy, I'm traumatized. I said, what's wrong? Are you okay? She said, Mommy, I remember you hit a bucket on my head one day. And then I said, are you mad? You dey crazy. Oh, so because you're abroad now, you know, I'm not thinking of how that would make her feel. That's what this film will do to a lot of people. I think it's about time we start to have this conversation. We have a lot of damaged adults around everywhere. Yeah. Who are not properly healed from their childhood trauma. So I'm so proud to be part of this project. I'm sure a lot of you have been seeing how I've been pushing this film in my blood. Because I believe that it's time we need to start having these conversations. I mean, that's why we have narcissists all over the place. Like, people are still stuck. And, you know, as African parents, we are too proud. We are too proud. So if I can throw away, I mean, probably if I can throw away my apology 3 days ago, and I told Michelle, I'm sorry. She was like, Mommy, are you okay? Are you alright? Is everything going on with you? Are you good? So if I can do that, I think, you know, a lot of people will be able to relate to this film, to resonate with a lot of people. It's a call to action to African parents. Yes, I get it, but there should be limitations to what we do actually. Too much of everything they say is bad. So please guys, spread the word. Thank you for coming. Please celebrate to go to the cinema to see my mother in a witch. God bless you. And thank you for indulging me. I'm sorry I took your time. Thank you.
Also, because of time, Koisola will ask Timini Niyo a question and then we move on. But we're going to begin with Koisola.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Your question for Timini.
I have to use. So she just spoke
from a mother's POV. I'd like to hear from I understand. But Timini told us something on the red carpet. He said he did something one day where he put, I think it was a knockout in the toilet, and he blew up his mom's toilet, right? So, is that, sorry, did I spill too much? You said that, okay, so I'm free to ask my question then. All right, if you were to advise African parents, because African parents seem to think that tough love works all the time. I mean, she could have easily communicated with her child, but she did not. And this is something that most of our parents do. So if you were to advise African parents, do you think that tough love... Wait, sorry about that. I saw something on Auntie Mercy's page where she tried to speak with Efe in a loving manner. You know, sorry, don't do that again. Then she tried to parenting, it didn't work. Until she used African parenting with broom and all of that, right? It works for some people, and it doesn't work for some others, right? So what would you advise? Would you tell them that, you know, I don't think this is this works, but then it works for some people. So how do we balance all of this? Because you can't keep on doing gentle parenting for all kids. But don't let me say anything more. But what do you think? I'd like to know your perspective on this.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a parent yet, right? But I know that the kind of discipline that I needed as a kid, because I was a very stubborn kid, right? The kind of discipline I needed to be who I am today, I thank my mom, I thank my dad for every time that they brushed me, you know. But moving forward, I feel like some parenting doesn't always have to be physical, like I kind of like beating and all of that. There's things that have changed, kids are sharper, you know. A 12-year-old now is not what a 12-year-old used to be when I was 12, you know. So I feel like, and you also need to understand that every kid is going to be different. So as parents, like Auntie Mercy said, I feel like parents just need to be attentive and, you know, find the peculiar needs for your child and just communicate, you know. At the end of the day, the trauma that comes from beating doesn't always work in the positive light for the kid, you know. I know some people that were beaten until today, they still have anxiety, they still have PTSD and whatnot. So when I'm a parent, though, I promise that, or just I hope that, you know, I'll be able to have the patience to communicate with my kid as much as possible, and be the best dad that I can be without giving them any scar. That's my second question. Obviously, Efe, I'm so proud of you. You know, you called. I didn't need to read the script. When true friends call you, ask, you drop everything you're doing, and you show up, no questions asked. And I'm happy that you made all of us proud. You know, Efe is my longest friend I've ever had in this life. She knew me, we knew each other before, like, all of this. And looking back to where we're coming from now, I just want to say that I'm so proud of you. I wish you all the best. We will push this film with all our heart, because you deserve the best. And I like it when good things happen to good people.
They just want him to try to do it.
When I look at my journey, I mean, I'm literally just 5 years in this industry, right? And I look at my journey and I'm just like, there are 1,001 people doing exactly what I do. Do you understand? But I feel like God just has a way of putting me in the right places at the right time, surrounding me with the right people at the right time as well. I mean, it's my second time working with Timini, it's my second project with Timini, my second project with Auntie Mercy as well. I mean, it's amazing. And I'm just really grateful to God. I wake up every day and I count my blessings because I feel like it's not easy. It's the grace of God. When in Lagos, everybody's here to hustle. Also, yeah, I understand. So I just really thank God for every single thing. And the people that I walk out of the rooms of, and they're just there speaking good of me. I don't even know them, but by God's grace, I'm here. I'm standing. I'm I just speaking this happy. I'm all out of beds, man. I don't worry about anyhow I be, man. I'm just really grateful to God. And big shout out to Efe. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be with you. Thank you for taking me back home. I mean, some of you I don't know about the South boy, you understand? Director D, I love you. I love you. I love everything you do. It's a pleasure to be part of anything you are doing. And I don't tell you, if you won't call me, I could come for free. I don't tell you. Auntie Mercy, you are amazing. Auntie Mercy, you are amazing. On set, you are one of the most you're one of the most welcoming people. Like, I remember having conversations with you about YouTube. You might think I've forgotten, but I mean, you are just so welcoming, and it's amazing to be in your space and to pick your brains as well. Bad boy T, I love you, my guy. Like, you have no idea, man. Since I came into the industry, it's been nothing but love, vibes, good energy, every time. Look at me, check out me, the good news, check out me. Most importantly, this is a film that I am really proud of. Like, to be honest, it's the first film I've ever done that took me out of Lagos. If you make sure we're so comfortable, and see, trust me, I may use God paid on whatever you have to do. Carry your friends and your family members. On the 23rd is going to be out. Take them to any cinema in Nigeria to see this film. I beg you in the name of God. I love you guys so much.
All right, so we're gonna go straight to Princess right now. Connie, what's your question for Princess?
I just want to ask quickly, like, what was your experience like working with these legends, right? I told Mr. Aigbe that I've been watching her since I was a child. This is the most bankable actor in Africa. I absolutely am in love with those talents. I love it.
Mr. Aigbe said she's a baby girl for life.
Baby girl is a legend. How was it like working with each and every one of them? Please let us know.
It was awesome. I had an awesome spirit. From the beginning, in fact, I enjoyed the set from the beginning to the end. Like, I didn't want it to end. And, honestly, I met lots of amazing people, the director, his wife, and of course, Efe Irele, Auntie Mercy, Aigbe. In fact, she's a blessing to me, and I met BT. I feel I'm covering. As a matter of fact, the very first day I saw the script, I read it and I cried. Yeah. Honestly, I cried. Like, the story was just different. It was not the regular Nigerian story, but it's a story that everybody, even in the family, can relate with. Yes, that happened to our aunties, our sisters, our daughters. Honestly, Director Lee, you did a good job. Thank you.
Amazing. And they kidnapped me. Yes. And then they pitched an initial idea, which was just random. It was an idea of someone who was dying and was not actually dying and tricked the daughter to come back. But I think they knew they would get me because I can connect to that. I was with my mom in her final moments. And I was also writing this just a few months after my dad had passed. And I understood exactly what it meant for a mom to want to say some things to their children now that they know they're not going to be there. And a lot of people are denied that opportunity. You know, so initially I didn't even want to direct the film because it was very hard to write. You know, I was pulling from a lot of references from real people that I knew, but I'm grateful that they let me do the film because it was too hard. It's even very hard watching it, you know, now on screen. But I think ultimately, I understood very early on, especially after working with Efe, your House of Secrets, that there's so much power when we talk about stories that focus on closure. And that's what we miss in Africa. There's so much that needs to be told to each other, and we do not tell these things to each other, whether it's husband to wife, business partners, or a mother to a daughter. But I think we were extremely blessed with the casting. Because I remember speaking with Mercy, and the first thing she said, Mr. Nee, no say I get picking, teenager, and I know waiting me and her, what we do to ourselves. And immediately, I think I got it that we weren't just randomly casting people for this film. We wanted people to share some of their experience. And that's why I feel really authentic. I also want to thank Timini, who we just called and said, Timini, whether I like it or not, I don't play this doctor. I and we bullied him and dragged him all the way to Benin, to make this film for us. Shout out to Neil, who I had worked with prior to this, and I was so excited to work with him again. And I think I saw Princess. Yes, our Benin connection. Thank you very much for coming out. So we couldn't have done this without these amazing people. It would have just been one of those stories that you put out there. So